Good morning, everyone. It is August 16th, and 80 years ago today, the crew of the 5 Grand did a bombing mission in Rositz, Germany. So we're going to be talking about those notes from today. But before we do, I came across this old photograph, which would have been taken 80 years ago yesterday near Leverkusen. And it was designating for pilots where their targets were more or less located. And it was the use of a smoke screen as part of their operation, you see. Near Cologne, Leverkusen. Sure I'm mispronouncing those, but doing a smoke screen. Just a fun little side photo. My grandfather was not, and his crew were not on that mission, but something to add to it. Another thing to take a quick peek at, another piece of documented history. You got this page, which I'm not sure what magazine it came out of, but of the B-17 Foxtrot Flying Fortress, the same make and model that my grandfather had flown. And we mentioned the upper ball turret in the last mission 2 days ago on the 14th. This is the upper ball turret. You see its range for fire. There's also a belly or a lower ball turret. You had side windows that had gunners at, you had nose guns, and a tail gunner. So they had a pretty wide range of fire, and they needed to help protect themselves because they were slow moving. That's why they call it the Flying Fortress, though, because it was basically its own fortress. All right. So, in the document, he mentions Leipzig, Germany. So Leipzig, if you remember yesterday, our operations right over here at Mannheim, or 2 days ago in Mannheim. Well, Rositz, which is just south of Leipzig, is right in this area. So you have Leipzig. Rositz itself doesn't actually show up on this particular map, but it's right here, just south of that. So they're going to be traveling from, and they would fly out of either this portion of England or sometimes further south out of Portland. England is somewhere here in the south, but they're traveling from here all the way over to drop bombs right over here. So let's read what they were doing that day. All right, Leipzig, Germany. Our second raid into Germany had us all pretty much afraid due to the battle damage we had received on the last mission. And since this was a deeper penetration to an oil plant, we did not feel too happy that morning. We got up at 1:30 a.m. for 3 a.m. briefing in our various briefing rooms, then took off at 6. As usual, we entered through Holland and saw the same type of, so that just gives us a little window of how they entered through Holland. Same type of rockets from the ground guns as they did 2 days ago, notifying them of their location. As we got near our target, which was southeast of Leipzig, we could get the groups ahead of us. I think what he meant to say is we could see the groups ahead of us. We could see the groups ahead of us getting caught in the flak barrage over the city. When our turn came, we were surprised and relieved to encounter very light flak over the target. What little we did see was at our altitude, but off to the right of us, Unger, who was the pilot, said he saw a B-17 go down, but we never heard anything about it later on. The trip back was uneventful, with P-51 and 47 protection all the way and no enemy planes seen at any time. So relatively little to no resistance. What I want to close with is this photo. I don't know who took it, when exactly it was taken, but obviously it was taken during the war. And I'm going to bring a little bit closer so you can get a good look at this. Here is a flying fortress going down in flames. Here is another plane dropping bombs. You know, what made it really tough for people like my grandfather and Captain Unger and all the members of the crew is that they were friends with peoples that were in these neighboring planes. They knew each other. May not have known all of them, but when you saw one of these planes go down, there was nothing that they could do. They had to continue on. And here's this one continuing on, dropping bombs. There's nothing they can do to protect him or do anything for him. They can only hope that the crew was able to get out with their parachutes and save their lives. Unfortunately, many of them did not end well, though. Very few people survived these crashes. And so, yeah, it's the harsh reality of war and the nature of what they were facing. But against the odds, they had to do everything they had to do in order to defeat the Nazi regime. So anyway, I just wanted to close with that. Our next operation won't be until August 25th. And that one takes place in Reichsland, Germany. So till then.